Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, the Lover, also known as Support to Duel, is back for you in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on the Morphtronic Ranked Grind. As mentioned before I got sick, I wanna, do some silly stuff maybe in these coming weeks with the deck, try a couple things out, and just, see how things work. For that, for the first week of this, that now I'm back to a point where I feel like I can record a video. We're taking a look at a going second list. This is a list I stumbled upon way years back. I think there's like a 2 or 3 with video by now, which will be linked in the description down below if you want to, take a look at the list this is based upon, or based off. This is, of course, playing a good bit of tomfoolery. I think the weirdest one at the top here is Vacuuman. This is mainly just for style points here, but also because it's a level 1. I think the initial list this was based on ran, I think, Lantron, and I think if you're trying to go second, Vacuuman's just like a straight up better card to play in that case. But yeah, otherwise, the Morphtronic lineup, we're playing all 3 fonts, running a couple hand traps like Ash and Imperm to help maybe, simplify board states a bit, and a lot of going second staples. We're playing a Gamisia playset, a Lightning Storm playset, and I threw in Forbidden Chalice. I think the list was also running this, but I am a huge fan of this card. Came up a whole lot in like early events. It's like a budget additional copies of Imperm thing. Very sick card. Otherwise, what else is new? The Gizmek field spell. This is a really cool one. Been like trying to get this into a deck, but just never really found like a build where I was like, yeah, that's the one. This lets you excavate the top 3 cards of your deck and then add an excavated machine with equal attack and defense. So you can technically add like all 3 fonts. Funnily in this also Vacuuman, but that's the thing. So you can basically, pot a duality for, important combo pieces in this. The extra deck, couple rank 1s. I don't know what this guy is still doing here. I think we're just throwing in like a formula synchron for this. I did a couple like iterations of this, just throwing a formula for draws, or maybe like an Apollosa in case we like get made to go first. I think that's also like a good thing. Kind of changing this on the fly, yeah. But yeah, mostly some rank 1s. Threw in number 13 and 31 based on a comment from Oliver Nager under the community post I made, kind of talking about how I sadly won't be able to make another one of these next week. But yeah, just looking to simplify a board state, go Assembled Nightingale down at Zeus in main 2. Baron is here because in like a case where we draw like 2 Gamisia, we can maybe make this with like a Salphon and one of the level 1 tuners. But otherwise, for like most of the time, it is Assembled Nightingale down at Zeus after, breaking apart a board. So let's see how this goes and get into some games. I think like the nice part about playing this like blind second list, or like a blind second list in Master Duel overall, is that you're like very much not really that dependent on the coin toss, because you lose a coin toss, you're made to go second, and even if you win the coin toss, you can just like pick second, so that's nice. This is like a hand, yeah. Oh hell yeah. Better find something good off the top, I guess. But I think there's like a good amount of top decks that do get us into this game, so I'm not really too worried, like famous last words, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Could barely tell that we're playing Morphtronics by this hand, but it'll all figure itself out. I was like, this like Zeus shipmate is so sick, like unironically, but that's because I like the deck overall. Very, very cool deck. Sheeran. Okay, special this, send a monster. Mill 3. We can Ash Sheeran in hand. Oh, I'm very much tempted to do that. Because, like, we Ash Sheeran, 3 less miss. Because this mills for effect. I am very tempted to Ash this. Because I think by now Merly is banned. So unless there's like another way our opponent finds to get this out of his hand, that's like 1 down, I guess. You still have Imperm for like a potential Kid Close, which is nice. We take those. Really need to like hold myself back from like willing cards that could, you know, potentially absolutely end my life here into existence. Danger Nessie. Okay, so we are getting to go gambling. Send a maxi, yeah, go ahead. That's perfectly fine. It's a casino tier, as I think this like version was dubbed in the TCG. Playing a lot of dangers, and there's Rhino Heart. We know Sheeran's still in hand, so I think we just imperm the Rhino, right? Should not be like a whole lot else left. Hit both tier names, and I think that should be fine. Smile and face. Please give me a good top deck. That's not exactly what I needed. Yeah, let's Lightning Storm the back row. I think I'd rather not let that be a crime. Or like a Soliak. It is a Soliak, indeed. All these board breakers really backfire in this matchup. It's like the main thing I'm seeing here. Well, do your worst. I just need a normal summon. I just need a normal summon, and I think then we are more than fine. Problem is like getting to that normal summon. Was like very much considering still running Gadget Gamer in this, but the problem is like I'd wanna run that with the Gadget Hauler in like a, you know, in like an ideal scenario, because that way I get additional consistency, because I can just normal summon a Gadget Gamer, grab like any level 1 I need, which I think is nice, but for like the majority of like testing with this list, I was like, oh man, I need the Gadget Hauler with this, because it's so much value, because resolving like a Gadget Gamer is crazy. And as you saw in the initial deck profile, I you know, got myself to not do it. I don't know if that's like the best decision, you know. Still figuring out how to like make this into a blind second deck. Because technically the advantage of like running the Hauler is that you get access to Power Tool in the extra. Can technically make Synchros a lot easier. And can grab, you know, like that guaranteed extender, like repair unit, which is pretty nice. But for like a lot of hands, I found like you were not finding enough board breakers. Like holy. Makes Redoer here probably. Yep, Redoer. That way we can still dump the Rhino to the grave, because that triggers. Sends Sheeran here and gets to Kid Close. Sends Halfness, yeah. I think Sheeran even doesn't even like mill, right? Yeah, it's sent to grave and then new fusion. So we are making Kid Close, yeah. Makes kit. Summons kit. Adds the T element card. Like dumps one. Probably dumps one to make Rukalos. Unless, you know, we really want to play like Soliak control. Grab Scream, okay. Fire Scream. And then we send Kit, summon Sheeran, Mill 5, get it twisted. Late. There's a lot. Whoa, 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 hell should all hollow. Hold the fucking what? Uh-huh. Interesting. Telements players really getting desperate. Those are like the wackiest mills I've seen. Caldo Modora Engrave, so that's a thing. Meta Noise. Unironically playing Meta Noise, goddammit. Damn, this deck is really held together by hopes and dreams, as it seems. Redor comes back in the end phase. Yoinks my top card. Please give me a starter. That's pretty good. We take those. Although we'll probably just make a Zeus. Even if that's not like smartest idea, you know. Oh, that's a draw. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we'll go Machine Dupe Telephone here. Unless that's a crime, you know. It could of course be. Do we potentially know that there's a crime involved? Activate Meta Noise, add back Kit. We did Kit for Scream. Maybe there is no crime involved. Ah, okay. For a moment I was really confused why... But yeah, priority is the Wither opponent. Probably deciding on if I want to use the Scream, and that's a scoop. Okay, I mean, you know, no questions asked. We take those, you know. Let's see how this next one goes. Maybe we can, you know, actually see something happen for once. And not a Tier Elements player scooping to normal summon Telephone with 2 Shufflers in the grave. Which is, you know, the wacky part. Going second again here. That is what we like to see. It's a pretty good grab. Gizmek Field Spell, Lightning Storm, Chalice, Ash. But I feel like overall this might benefit a lot from... Do we Ash Martha? I feel like Martha is such a good thing to Ash though, right? Doesn't get to Martha. I think that cuts him off like essentially the second rank force, so we are not getting Magnificat, which is huge because Magnificat alone is like so much interaction and value. And that's a trip attack. Ah, pain. Very much pain. Oh, there's a Dimension Fissure. That's a thing. Still a bit sick. Normal Martha. Pass. Set 2, die 5, Martha, pass. That's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one. We Lightning Storm the back row here. Flips Returnia, control the Exorcisters, target card opponent, controls on grave, banish it. Exist summon an Exorcist, exist using monsters you control. that shouldn't work, right? Because you need 2 for these, right? Yeah. Right? Smile. Moves out of the graveyard. Okay. You're just getting chaliced. I don't care, Martha. You can get chaliced. And then we go get it twisted, I guess. Guess McField's Vacuuman, the boy, yes. I would like to add a copy of Morphtronic Vacuuman to my hand. This is also probably like one of the better ads. We'll go converter here. This way we can put this Vacuuman on top. Summon Southon. Go Southon for the Vacuuman and get the Vacuuman live that way. Oh my god. I remember like religiously playing one of this for like the longest time when I got back into the game, because it's just such a funny effect to get off, because for some reason this guy in defense is just like relinquished. Yeah, we'll go Assembled Nightingale. And then we just make 4 material Zeus. We go punch for 8, feel great. And then main 2 we make Donald Zeus. Already have like, funnily enough this line gives 4 counters to the Gizmek field spell. This has an effect where if you summon a machine with equal attack and defense, this gains a counter. Up to 10 counters, and if this reaches 10 counters, you don't win the duel, but you functionally do. Because you essentially, only machine monsters with equal attack and defense can activate their effects on the field. If our opponent goes special side draw, our opponent goes special side draw. I think we just set caught by here just to be extra safe. I feel like that's a pretty good one. Can caught by like Martha in like a worst case, which is pretty damn nice. Feather Duster. Yeah, I think we chain caught by target Martha. You're not getting to resolve your funny card this duel. Ooh, we have a response. Do we have an intervention for a card being moved out of the graveyard? Two cards left in the hand, so this needs to be like crack cocaine, right? Because Exorcister doesn't have like... Oh, this triggers Zeus, right? Yeah, I guess we get a free material then, you know? What do we want to be XZ's material? This could be... We could be incredibly funny with this. It's like the one thing. But I think we just like attach... like another Vacuuman. Just to be funny. It's like 2 Vacuumans. Chillin' on Zeus. Chillin' on the Zeus. Well... It's a punchin' time. It's the season to be punchin'. Yeah, I just pass here. No real reason to go main 2. Probably waited for like the caught bite to like wear off, so that our opponent can resolve Martha again. Or we just pass. Sad part is like there's no normal summon in this deck that gets us there. Oh, maybe there is. I can Zeus on an empty board, right? I can't. Oh, I have Machine Dupe in it. I don't need a like Zeus. I was like, do I need to like set this Machine Dupe to Zeus so I can get Morphtronics in the grave for Telephone, but I can just normal the Telephone, activate Machine Dupe. It's like too much think. Sometimes it's like I feel like sometimes I just think too much. Sometimes bro is cooking too hard, like holy. This is not game. sadly enough. But if we can't make IP. We can make embodiment of punishment and pain. That's kind of funny. Although none of these are live, so I think I just make an Ansem Blue Robin. That's like a pretty good thing to do. Make the Booba Bird, and that's all she wrote, I think. It's like a pretty good endboard piece as well, because it's like Apollosa for special summons, essentially. So you can just bounce them. And that's game. Nice Exorcister deck, bro. Jesus Christ, we take those. Not to be fair, like Lightning Storm, Chalice, and a wee bit of Engine going first is kinda naughty. I feel like Prosby would go incredibly hard in this deck. Because like the initial list to like kind of, you know, maybe get that a bit involved was on Desires, which I thought was cool because I do like Desires a lot. Was running that in this deck, or like in a Morphtronic list for like a long time. And I think it's neat because, you know, the deck usually runs everything you want and need at 3, so like Desires kind of fits, and getting the additional 2 cards in is kind of crazy. The one thing with which it is a bit conflicting is like Machine Dupe, but that's about it. I feel like maybe I'll, you know, cut a Gizmek Field Spell and play like a Prosperity in this. That's the one Prosper you're allowed to play. Still need to like maybe worry about how I'd fit Desires into this, but personally I really like how this worked and turned out. Again, this is, you know, purely for the heck of it. This is like, you know, I don't know. I think it's like cool because you get to make use of an incredibly insane extra deck piece in AA Zeus. And it's like a very different take on the deck, you know. You're looking to go second, and blinding second is, of course, you know, I think a lot of fun. Because you do have a lot of cool tools for it, you know. You can play Kaijus in the main, you can play a lot of these like really fancy blowouts that Konami has thrown at us over the last couple of years. Like, you know, Lightning Storm, and all that good stuff. And, you know, also play like just some very neat cards. You know, Chalice, I think, is an incredibly underrated card in Master Duel. Because it's a rare, and essentially, you know, minus the fact that you can't use it mid-combo is essentially imperm. Because you can draw it going second, blank and negate, set it going first. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is cool. Let me know down in the comments down below if you'd maybe want to see this like another week. Jesus Christ, speech is absolutely hard. But yeah, that'd be the interesting part. Would be down to see me maybe make a couple changes to this. Although I don't know how much I change about this, except outside of like the one Prosby thing. Maybe fit in like 3 gamer for like the converters. That could be cute. I don't know. I'll probably maybe do some testing with the system and some casual games just to see, you know, how this works. But yeah, this was Going Second Morphtronics. Again, link is in the description down below to the original profile. Go check that out if this is maybe something you'd want to take a look at. To, you know, just try something new, which is, I think, the cool part about not only Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole, but especially this deck, since you're very flexible in what kind of extra deck pieces you run, and most of those will, you know, dictate at large what kind of strategy you are aiming for. But with that all out of the way, I will thank you guys very much for understanding me getting sick and for watching, and I will see you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.